and we are building a world together. I've put down some skeleton frames and some puppets down, but you guys supply the strings. So whenever you're ready, we'll get started.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, brother. Sorry.
Hell yeah, brother.
You're a phony jabroni, brother.
Tell me, brother.
Real men do cry.
That's true. That's true. No one can argue that point. So you all step off of a pretty modern bullet train onto very soft grass and moss. Surrounding you is a sort of trimmed verge. There's a large amount of very close to you tall wildflowers, all sorts of colors. Pink and red and blue stand out more than any others. There are massive ruins before you. You can see them stretch off for miles in the distance. You understand that this is the school, but not as the school once was. This is a place of learning, and the very stones whisper knowledge as you walk near them. Currently, it is in the evening, roughly 7:30. The train ride took about 3 hours. After about half an hour's worth of checking tickets, everyone is currently sitting down to dinner. Do you enter the Great Hall, or do you explore the castle?
Can you describe the Great Hall a little bit better?
Currently, the doors are closed. Let me put it this way. When you enter the main entry of the castle, there's like not a door. It's just an empty spot. You can see there are dark stains where there used to be a door here. Further into this area, you see a set of doors on the left, very tall, wide doors, and you see a band stretch over. It says the Great Hall. Further on, you see an open courtyard with a large tree winding up a tower in the center. And to the right, you see a long corridor stretching into a hall of various strange staircases.
Let's go in that great hall, y'all.
Yeah, I haven't eaten, so I mean...
First night.
So do you open both doors? Do you just open one door and like peek your head in? What do you guys do?
Let's grab both doors, swing them wide, and as long as there's not a pole in the center, let's step through like we own the place.
Let's own it. Super confident. First years. Let's go.
So they both start opening the doors. I just walk right on through as soon as I can.
All
Let me
right.
open the door for him. Yeah, okay. Sure. I like
Grab
it. Sure.
all of your tokens.
Ooh, we have a map.
You do have a map.
This better be one great hall.
It's a map.
I'm
It's a
sorry,
map.
it's
It's a
all
map.
of the things
It's a
here,
map.
all the maps currently that I have, outside of a couple,
Yeah,
are just
Generated
backgrounds, basically.
Yeah.
I can work
AI
with
generated
that.
stuff. So, but I will get some maps where you can move around, if that will help your
I
immersion.
have no vision. I can't see.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Oh my gosh.
Like that last one we were on, that was cool because I feel like there was like space we could move around on it if we wanted. Okay.
It's like a fairy tale Last Supper looking thing.
You see this is kind of a odd space. As you look in, it doesn't seem very large, but you realize that the door is very close to the head table where the various teachers are sitting. There is, as you look to the left, there is 60 or so tables packed with various wizards of various ages, witches, warlocks, maguses, and magi, kind of hanging about, eating food. And as the door opens, something like 2,000 wizards, witches, and etc. turn to look at you all.
The first through is me,
Correct.
Connor O'Doyle.
Who else is coming through?
How is the room reacting to Mr. O'Doyle? Is
There's
everybody looking at him, or are they not paying attention
sure.
to it all?
People are looking at the open door as Connor steps through. Connor, are you dressed like your character?
Oh, absolutely.
As Connor steps through, they sort of all kind of gauge this wizard, kind of like late to dinner, essentially. A few of the more observant notice that he looks like he's never been here before. And you hear some tittering occur amongst the students as Connor steps through. Connor, as you step through, you understand that you're on a slightly raised dais, and you need to step down to get to the seating area.
Of course.
Do you approach the head table, or do you head to a unoccupied table?
Oh, I approached the head table, absolutely.
Fantastic.
I'll greet all of them.
Before we get to that, I need to know who else comes through the door behind you, and we'll get some reactions there. So I think the two boys decided to open the doors. Yes.
Y'all.
Do the two of you step through, or do Raven and Sabine step through?
I'm a gentleman, so we'll be like, ladies first.
Me and him are on opposite sides of the doors, holding him. I will yield to the women if they would like to go.
You know.
See, my character would not want to draw so much attention to herself. For sure. So, I guess because at this point I don't know where else to go because I've been following the group, I'd probably peek in a little bit and kind of look around and try to spot a place that I could beeline to like an empty table.
So,
and like with the least notice.
So you see an empty table as that kind of creeps into your mind. You see an empty table kind of pop forward, but it's at the very top, essentially, it's right next to the head table. So everyone's kind of noticed that an empty seat has appeared there, and the tittering gets a little louder. You kind of peek in. A few people notice you, but not many. Do you make a break for the table?
Yep, I'm a scurry like a little mouse.
All right, fantastic. So you blip on down. A few people catch sight of you as you get to your table and slide in, but as many as might. How long are your horns that you said that you had?
So I had little like satyr horns, so like probably like I don't know, a couple inches, like 6, 7
So
inches.
you've got. So how many curves do you have so far?
Just one.
Just
'Cause
the one curve.
Yeah.
So you feel the nubs of those satyr horns grow just a smidgen. You feel the horns grow just a little bit. Raven, what you doing?
To me, this is just like my high school lunchroom. So I'm gonna grab Tatsuo. I'm gonna use him as like a meat shield and like use him to shuffle to the empty table. And whether he stays there or not is up to him, but that's how I'm going to slyly get through this
Okay, cool. Do
hall
you communicate this to Tatsuo?
No, not at all.
Okay. So Tatsuo, she grabs you and like hauls you away from the door and like pushes you in front of her. Do you resist this at all?
No, but I'm also going to be obnoxious, and as she's hiding behind me, I'm going to be very loud. I guess it's a pretty great haul. At least a very good haul.
Ho, ho. You feel several of the people at the head table jerk up to like where you're standing with like confusion, and you hear a couple of the kids laugh. You hear some tittering, and the laughter gets louder on a farther side of the hall. So, Raven, do you run for the table with Sabine, or do you do something else?
I think him drawing attention to himself doesn't bother me because I'm like they're worried about this loudmouth, and so then I'm gonna try and get to sit beside Sabine.
Okay. You manage to slide in next to Sabine, or across from Sabine, your choice. You hear a few people mention, like, your appearance, but it's only people near the table. Tatsuo is standing on the dais. Felix is just outside. Are you going to also enter, Felix?
I am right behind Raven at this point. Like, I see her pushing him in and using him as a human shield, and I am just trying to like slither by. And go find a seat while he's making an ass of himself. I'm just gonna.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you manage to slide on in and take a seat. You hear a few people mutter, but not very many. Mostly people near to the seat. Tatsuo, what do you do?
Yeah, no, I'm still strutting, but I'm gonna try and find a place to sit down near Sabine, because I saw that's where Raven was headed.
Okay. So a renewed amount of attention is now drawn to all of you as he sits down. Connor, up at the head table, you see an individual with dark skin, very light eyes, blonde hair in a like mohawk, and pointed ears, in purple robes, and you see her snap at you and wave over. Headmaster Hevel von Bruin levels a not unkind look at you and says, "I don't recognize you or any of your compatriots there."
Forgive our tardiness and the intrusion, but yes, we're meant to go here.
You have your letters?
I have mine. I can't speak of them.
Let me see your letter.
I hand it over to her.
She looks at the date inscribed. And everyone, I'd like you to go ahead and think of a birthday for your character, and note that your letter is from 3 weeks before your 11th birthday. I remember you. 3 times we've sent out owls. 3 times. And you know they always come back absolutely exhausted.
Lots of moving around.
Quite. She sets your letter down, takes a sip of tea, and says, "Very well. Take a seat with your friends, and we will get you sorted here in a few moments. It's a small test, just to make sure that you are all capable of reaching your age grade. And we will be moving on. I suppose
Very
you
well.
are both late and early, but we can work with that. Good, sit down." You all see Barnaby Seltzer sitting at the end of the table kind of being grouchy and drinking out of a small tin canister.
So I'm gonna take out my letter. I'm gonna show it to her.
Okay.
My birthday is January 8th.
You are also late and early, and also late. We will get you sorted. Just go sit down. After dinner, we'll get you figured out, I suppose.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
As I get back to the table, say, "Don't worry, just show her your letters after dinner, and it'll be figured out."
So as you all sit down, you can order food here, but it's kind of like a not unlimited fare. You get like one meal, and then if you want another meal, you need to pay for it separately. Like, the school essentially will pay for a meal, and then if you want more food, you can pay for it.
A regular school cafeteria.
Yeah.
Your school paid for your lunches. We had to pay for ours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to pay for my lunch, but I mean, like, if you want to,
I got
I
you.
got free lunch.
Yeah.
they do that now. It's pretty nice.
That's the way it should be.
That's because I lived with my grandparents. They were
Mm.
like, old people shouldn't pay for this.
I think everybody should get one free meal. If you want more food, you should pay for it.
They do that now.
I think they do
Now,
that.
now everybody gets it. At least in Texas, everybody gets a free meal
Mm,
Oh wow.
and
That's good.
breakfast.
It's good. Can't you can't have kids
And-
trying to learn without.
And I just want to throw this out there because this is really cool. Has nothing to
yeah.
do with anything. During the summertime, they have where the bus stops are. They have trucks that go around and deliver the school lunches during the summer break, so that like, yeah, so
Wow.
like my kids would go down to like the bus stop and get a bunch
Oh,
of free
yeah.
meals and shit that they would get normally at lunch at school. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
What do you want to eat?
Hamburguesas con queso.
Okay, so what exactly is that?
Cheeseburger.
Hamburgers with cheese.
Okay, so a white diner plate spins into existence in front of you, and then you see a set of burger buns toasted appear, and then between the buns you see a burger appear, and then you see various toppings a regular American burger appear, and then you see the plate spin a couple of times, and then you see the tomato and the onion disappear, and then you see queso pour over the burger, and you see tomato and onion and peppers in the queso, and then you
You
see
go make a snack. I'll be right back.
and then the bun plops back on top, and then a side of fries pops up.
Ay, Dios mío, esta torta de la satana.
I do not know what that means.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, sandwich of the devil.
That's amazing.
I like that you know how to speak Spanish when it comes to food.
Are you appeased with this, or are you trying to order something else?
Oh no, I'm very appeased with this.
Okay, cool. A knife and a fork appear next to the plate, and the plate slides to you.
Yeah, now I'm gonna enjoy that shit.
Okay. What else do? What else? Who wants what?
I want meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
Amazing. I just made a vegan meatloaf yesterday.
Isn't that just a loaf?
No, because I made it's Beyond Meat or whatever that I used, and it was amazing. Just don't question it. It's good.
That's delicious.
I'm gonna make a meatloaf sandwich later with some mayo. So, at first you see a pan, a loaf pan appear with a full meatloaf in it, and you see that disappear very quickly as another diner plate spins in, but it's oblong. And you see a slice of meatloaf probably about an inch thick
Bring me one.
appears on the plate, and then you see mashed potatoes, but not just instant mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes made with evaporated milk, so they're super mega hyper creamy. Appears, and then you see a divot push down through an invisible force, and you see gravy kind of spin as though a funnel has poured it into a little mashed potato volcano that just slightly overflows into the plate. Are you happy with this?
I am so happy with that. It sounds amazing. Thank you very much.
A side of ketchup, a fork, and a knife appear and slides to you.
Nice. All right. I'm set. Let's go.
Who else wants some food? I'm feeling real George R.R. Martin-y.
There you are.
All right. Well, Connor's gonna get some pulled pork poutine.
Pulled pork. Okay. So the first thing that slides in, okay, you can smell hickory and mesquite as a large shoulder of pork kind of appears and then spins away as you see a large metal tin appear, and then inside is a paper tray filled with crinkle fries. This is a half pound of crinkle fries. On top of the crinkle fries is cheese curds pop in one after another, falling out, and then you see pulled pork, a quarter pound of pulled pork just cover the fries, and then you see barbecue sauce and gravy drizzle all over it. Are you happy with this?
Sounds delicious.
I need that right now.
I would too. It slides to you. A fork appears, but no knife. And a side of barbecue sauce appears that has a label of hot around the bottom.
Okay.
All right. Raven, Sabine, who wants to go next?
So, my grandmother had given me some enchanted food when I was leaving, and I feel a little bit homesick, so I'm probably going to pull that out of my bag and eat. It's supposed to stay warm until I eat it.
Okay. Fantastic. Plate, a napkin, and a set of utensils appears in front of your spot.
Thanks.
Raven.
I want Sour Patch Kids and a Dr. Pepper.
There's a pause as a packet of off-brand Sour Patch Kids from like Britain falls out of like the ether, essentially. A glass kind of manifests itself slowly from the bottom up with a Coca-Cola symbol, and then that one is wiped away and another one is put up, like a dark green glass with Dr. Pepper written across it, and a few ice cubes drop in. Not enough to like unflavor it, but enough to make it like cool and refreshing. And then it's filled to the brim with Dr. Pepper that is just poured right enough so that there's only like a little tiny head left. There's also, with your meal, a paper with a blue question mark on it.
I'm gonna write on the bottom, my parents don't let me have sugar.
Another plate spins up, and a small portion of like salmon, a side salad, and some like twice fried French fries appears. Your Sour Patch Kids and the Dr. Pepper all slide forward.
I really wanted to see what you would do with that, so yeah. I guess I'll eat the fish.
On the other side of the paper, in red ink scrolls, you can't have just sugar for dinner.
I'm gonna show the note to Sabine and be like, guess my mom's here too.
So everybody eats their food, has a nice little time. As people file out of the Great Hall, you see that there are daises. You notice that there are many staircases with many daises all throughout the Great Hall. And as the people in the Great Hall file out, the Great Hall shortens whenever a section is cleared out. And soon it is just your table, the head table, and a few other tables, and one dais with one set of stairs.
Let's scoot down to the head table and try and find some important looking people and ask them, hey, you guys know why our letters took so long to get to us?
You see that the head master is currently in conversation with a tall snake-like creature wrapped in purple robes and a tall witch's hat. She looks up at your presence and snickers and kind of nudges the headmaster. The headmaster looks up. Oh, right. We need to get you all taken care of. He draws up a set of desks and says, all right, pop quiz time. Is everybody ready for a pop quiz? It doesn't matter because it's a pop quiz. Let's go.
Purple. Purple.
Purple.
Dakota.
Dakota. Purple Dakota.
Mitochondria.
Purple Dakota, Alexandria.
No, the mitochondria.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. These are all fantastic answers.
Check the voyage home.
All right. So The first part of the pop quiz is a brains roll. The brains roll, okay, is going to be 5. All right. Anybody that hits a 5 passes, okay? Anybody that doesn't pass, go ahead and remember to take an adversity token, and remember you can... Ooh, very nice, Sabine. Remember, if you have adversity tokens, you can spend them to hit the target.
Love those die. What the hell?
Would you consider this being a snap decision?
This is not a snap decision. If you want to spend
so I
points
can spend,
on someone else, you can.
Well, I can spend 2 to just re-roll it, general.
Okay. Yeah, sure, if you want to re-roll.
Try. There you go.
Very nice. All right. Currently, Felix, would you like to spend 3 adversity tokens to hit your mark?
No.
Okay. So go ahead and take an adversity token for your fail roll. The snake lady slithers on up, and she kind of gauges each of you with a gimlet eye. Says, all right, wand's out.
Pull my wand out.
You'll need to do something today that is very dangerous, in which case I'm going to cast a spell at you, and you'll have to deal with this spell. If you understand what I'm saying to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
And you too?
I believe so.
Good. I will need a fight or flight of your choice with a magic roll. Okay? Well, you're all very fast. Tatsuo, Sabine, Felix, Connor, and Raven. DC was 5. So, real quick, we're going to go through this. Where does the... Okay, so Connor O'Doyle's flight. She stretches and whips her wand around in a circle, and you see a ring of fire begin burning around your feet. How do you counter this?
Water.
Fantastic.
Just put out the fire.
All right, tell me how you do that.
So just a circle of water, big column, essentially just puts all the water out.
Fantastic. Well, you got a 17. I would say that's good enough to keep you dry during this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of my idea.
Beautiful. Felix. Oh, you double crit.
Double crit. I double max rolled.
So go ahead and roll me another d12 and another d6.
Can I just do the same fight?
Yeah. Fantastic. So she sends a bolt of ice at you. It's like a lightning bolt, but it crinkles and cracks, and you can tell that it's cold. And if it touches you, that it will freeze part of you away.
Ooh, can I react to it?
Oh yeah, that's the whole point of you rolling for this.
Oh, okay.
You rolled a 30, sir.
You can do whatever you want.
You are now narrating exactly how this, how you deal with this. You rolled fight, so I would like you to be aggressive in how you deal with this.
Okay.
But other than that, the narrative control is yours now.
So as I see the as I see this ice bolt coming towards me across the room, I'm gonna shoot a little ball of electricity out of my wand, not meaningfully. This is kind of just a reactionary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it hits the ball of ice, or hits the thing of ice, but the ice doesn't just shatter. It lands in everybody's cups that are surrounding me.
Oh.
Hot beverages. Because I So not only did I diffuse the situation, but I actually, you made it useful.
You see a wizard, haggard and thin in yellow. The other end of the table, he stands up and dumps out his hot chocolate, and he says, That I will remember, sir. And sits back down and obtains another hot chocolate.
You had to pay for that one, damn it.
I'm also very impressed with myself because I don't know I can do these things yet.
It's very impressive. Sabine, the snake lady, reaches out. You see a portal to a void open up underneath you. You rolled a 7 for your flight. That is passing, but not more than 5. So how do you keep yourself from falling into the void?
I'd imagine that some very thick, strong vines shoot up from the ground and plant me in place.
I like it. I like it a lot. After a few moments, she nods and cancels the void. She turns to Tetsuo and says, "Ah, goblins! So nice to see more goblins around." And then, as quick as you've seen her so far, she jabs her wand at you, and a bright pink light flickers towards you with a pulse. What do you do?
I'm going to use a little bit of magic, a little bit of gust of wind. I'm going to blow straight down to shoot myself up just about 5 feet. Nothing too fancy, but enough to get out of the way.
You double jumped over it.
Yeah.
That is such a gamer move. The pink light flashes and pulses into the wall and drifts steadily onward. And she just kind of sighs exasperatedly. All right. And she turns to Raven. You ready?
Ready.
All right. You're a little younger than these folks, so I'll give you a little curveball, huh? Keep your chin up, kid. And she flashes her wand out, and you see a large dome of wood begin to grow around you. So you rolled for flight. How do you get away using your magic?
Get away. I'm gonna try and climb out the top.
Okay.
Probably jumping off the ground. I'm
A little
like
more
a power
speed.
jump.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you leap for it, grab, swing yourself out, and land outside the dome. None the worse for wear. Is that about right?
Yes.
Beautiful. The headmeister claps. Very good, all of you. Take a seat, please. Some of the professors during your pop quiz have dwindled out, and she starts looking over notes. Felix, you failed your initial test.
Yes. I am not the brightest.
But then didn't he full on ace his second one?
Yes, he did. So she looks at you and says, Felix, your application is wonderful, but your practical leaves much to be desired. We're going to stick you in the Crowned Elk for the rest of this year, and maybe at the start of next year you can start with your peers in the Razorback of Stuart.
Is that a bad thing?
No, you're at the cusp here. So you'll have many of your fellow 15-year-olds, I believe you are, in New York.
But how are the girls?
He
I'm
levels
sorry,
he levels kind of a steely stare at you.
Trick question. Gotcha. All right, where do I go? Where should I go from here?
You step to the side and let me decide on the rest of them. Raven.
Yes.
She gauges you and says, your wand work could use a good deal of improvement, but I was very impressed by your practical application of knowledge for someone so removed from the magical world. We'll have you also in the Crowned Elk of Tudor. If you need any help whatsoever, please avail yourself of the other professors. She looks up at Sabine. Sabine, how did you fare? She says that you are looking like you are doing very well, but she wants you to have a better understanding of offensive wand work. So she's sending you also to tutor. Tatsuo.
Present.
You are 16.
Going on 17.
Funny, because when you said that earlier, that popped into my head.
She looks at you and says, "It has been quite a while since we had anyone from a goblin family outside of... Well, I'm sure you'll meet them later. I am impressed. Stuart, you're about the right age for it regardless, but the Flying Razorback of Stuart is your house."
So be it.
She looks at Honor O'Doyle, and she says, "Stuart, also."
Very well.
All right. She taps a few papers together, hands you all back your letters, hands you all tokens so as to reach the various dorms. She taps everything together again. She says, all of the dorms are in the same building. The years are sorted together. The dorms are marginally separated by gender, but I wouldn't be nosy if I were you. The headmaster nods to you and says that all of the professors here are available to you at any time. And Barnaby Seltzer, specifically, is only unavailable during the midnight hour until the early morning.
People gotta sleep, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to sleep. The headmaster sits back in the chair and says, "I honestly kind of just expected you all to have been enrolled in another magic school, like Miskatonic or something, since most of you are American. Classes tomorrow morning. All of your classes are together until Friday. So, she hands you a basic class schedule and says, have a good rest of the night." And that is a dismissal, so to speak.